Hey, Perry. Where the heck are you right now? I want an answer fast. There's something I need to ask you. It's urgent.
Huh? Abdul, what's going on? Why are you spam calling me?
I asked you where the heck you are.
Why do you keep hecking me? I'm obviously at work like I always am at this time.
Huh?
Which part don't you get? I said I'm at work. I told you I was heading off to work this morning after breakfast just like I always do. I seriously don't get why you're confused.
I know that.
I thought someone had been hit by a car or something when I saw the notifications. If I'd have known you were just going to ask where I am, I would have freaking ignored it. How many times do I have to tell you to not message me while I'm at work?
Huh? Wait a sec. Are you really at work?
Yes, dummy.
No, but this doesn't make sense.
How doesn't it make sense? It literally couldn't be any more simple. I'm dealing with a customer right now. This will have to wait till later. Goodbye.
Hey, Boris. It's been a while. There's something I need to ask you. Is now a good time? Huh? Is this Abdul? No, there's a bolt out of the blue. It must have been like, what? 3 years by now? When was it we met last? Oh yeah, the class reunion. What can I do for you, pal? Is there another reunion coming up or something? No, it's not that. I just need to ask you something. Did you know my wife works at the same company as you? Wow, really? Let me think. Actually, now that you mention it, I'm pretty sure there's one person with the same surname as you. Her name is Perry. Yep, that's her. Do you know her? Well, I guess you could say I do, yeah. Now that you mention it, I do remember the boss saying that someone claiming to be Perry's husband phoned in today. Does this have something to do with that? I'm guessing that was you? Yep. Sorry to contact you out of the blue with this, Boris. It probably all seems a little random and weird, but I do have a good reason, I promise. The thing is, when I called the company, they hesitated to tell me anything because I had no way of proving I was actually Perry's husband over the phone. I guess I'm pleased their security's on point, but on the other hand, it left me no choice but to reach out to you. I do plan on going in person over the next few days, but for the time being, I'd appreciate it if you could tell me something. Is it true that Perry got fired recently? I need you to promise not to mention anything I'm about to tell you to anyone else. Can you do that? Sure, of course. My lips are sealed. Alright. Well, in that case, yes, it's true. Your wife got fired the other day. I'm guessing the notice of dismissal showed up in the mail by now? Yep. I work remotely, so I'm at home most of the time. My jaw almost hit the floor when I opened the letter addressed to Perry by mistake. But why did she get fired? The letter was really vague, and I'm totally at a loss here. To put it as simply as possible, she got fired for repeatedly not showing up to her shifts. Huh? Are you for real? She works in a different department from me, so I'm not totally familiar with all the circumstances, but I'm pretty sure she hasn't been showing up to work for the last month. Or wait, was it the last 2 months? Apparently the boss tried calling her home phone, which was listed as her emergency contact on several occasions, but he didn't have any luck. But her emergency contact should have been my mobile. We haven't had a landline for years now. I see. This is just a guess, and I hope you don't mind me asking, but do you think it might be possible she changed her emergency contact to a number that doesn't exist because she's trying to hide something? I hate to say it, but I really don't see any other possible explanations. The weird thing is, she says, "Bye, honey, I'm heading to work," and leaves at the same time as always every single morning. And today was no different. Even stranger, when I messaged her after the notice of dismissal came with the intention of asking her about it, she cut me off and said she couldn't talk because she was dealing with a customer. So either she's hiding the fact she got fired, or she still doesn't even know that she has been fired. She came home at the usual time, but I didn't say anything about it because I still don't have a clue what's going on myself. I see. I'm sorry to trouble you with all this, buddy, but do you have any more details? Anything is fine, even if it seems irrelevant. I feel like I'm missing a piece of the jigsaw here. Abdul, listen to me. You seriously have to promise me that what I'm about to tell you stays between us. Can you do that? I swear on my life, nothing leaves this chat. Alright, well, the thing is, apparently one of Perry's male co-workers got fired at the same exact time as she did. Huh? His name is Winslow. And my friend Lisa, who's somewhat of a gossip and somehow seems to know everything about everyone at the company, told me that Perry and Winslow were witnessed by several people going into a hotel when they should have been out running errands for the boss. Now here's where it gets even crazier. Apparently, the two of them stopped showing up to work the moment they knew they'd been seen. Eventually, their absences got so bad they both got fired. Wow. I'm speechless. This is nuts. That's everything I know. Sorry I had to be the one to tell you like this, Abdul. Nah, it's cool. I'm the one who should be apologizing to you for the interrogation. I'm sure you got enough on your plate without getting dragged into my private life. God damn it. Don't feel down, bro. I'm here to listen if there's anything you need to get off your chest. I'm guessing you're probably going to take some kind of action. Just make sure to keep a level head, alright? Ain't no woman worth losing your head over. Thanks, Boris. I appreciate you, pal.
OMG, I'm so sorry, Abdul. The boss gave me a bunch of overtime again. Can you put yourself something together for supper? I won't be able to cook tonight. Don't worry about me. I'll be eating at the office.
Got it. You've been doing an awful lot of overtime lately, huh, Perry?
Huh? I have? No, I don't think I have. It's always like this at this time of the year. It's our busiest period.
Oh, I see.
Yep. Anyway, gotta go. I'm so swamped here, I barely even have the time to message anymore. Sorry, hun. Huh? And what's that supposed to mean?
Sorry to bug you while you're busy cheating on me at a hotel. I already filed for divorce.
Say what now? Abdul, I just got home. What the hell's going on with the house? There's nothing left here except my belongings. Where did all your stuff go?
Oh, so you came back, huh? What happened to your overtime? I thought you were swamped with work.
Why would you make me come home like that when you knew how busy I was?
I think we both know you weren't doing overtime, Perry. Should we drop the act now?
Did you file for a divorce? What the hell are you doing, Abdul? You don't get to do this without even talking to me first, you jerk. You need to tell me what's going on now. You should know that if you really did file for a divorce without my permission, you're in big trouble because that's a criminal offense.
What are you talking about? If I ever find out you're cheating on me, we're getting a divorce.
Huh?
Remember when you came home drunk that time and started screaming that in my face when I was trying to watch the game? Well, I kept a hold of the divorce papers you made me sign since I figured they might come in handy one day. And it just so happens they did.
What? You kept those? OMG. Abdul, I didn't mean that. I just got carried away after one too many glasses of wine, that's all.
Maybe you were too drunk to remember, but I did ask you whether you were happy for me to hand them in if you ever cheated on me. You yelled, "Fine, asshole," and stormed off into the bathroom, so I kept them. I handed them in earlier today. That's all.
What the heck is this? I only made you sign those because you cheated on me last year.
No, Perry. I most definitely did not. Why do you insist on clinging to this bullcrap when you know full well it's not true?
Well, if you weren't cheating on me, how do you explain the fact that you suddenly started doing overtime every night? How do you explain the fact that you were so cold to me back then? I know an affair when I see one. A woman has instincts.
Yeah, sure. There was an affair going on, even back then. Yours. I can't believe it's been a year already. Do you think I didn't notice? You're such a bad liar it was hard not to. You must seriously take me for a grade A moron. I was pretty sure I knew what was going on, but I decided to hire a private investigator just to be sure. He did his job, and with that, I had concrete, incontrovertible proof of everything you were doing.
What?
I did intend on confronting you with all the evidence from the investigation back when you accused me of cheating on you. But then, that very morning, your mom suddenly passed away. I obviously hesitated to confront you with something so serious when you were so broken up over your mom. So it went on the back burner. Not only that, but even more than you, I felt bad for your dad. He was in bits. And I thought the shock of finding out his daughter was a cheating whore would have been too difficult to bear. I decided to keep my private investigator on the payroll for a little while in case anything changed, and to my surprise, you and Loverboy broke up all of a sudden a little while after your mom passed. With that, I figured my best move would be to sit back and watch how things played out for a little while. And here we are.
Is that why all your stuff's gone?
Yep, of course. We're divorced now, so why would we live together? It's time for us to go our separate ways. I never want to see your face again. I already canceled the contract on the apartment, so you better get your things together and disappear as soon as you can.
No, wait, what the hell? Where's the proof I cheated on you again? These are nothing but baseless accusations. The past is the past. Everyone deserves a second chance. Surely even you understand that.
I see. You still don't have the faintest idea, do you?
About what?
You Loverboy. What was his name again? Winslow? You both got fired.
What?
I work from home and I'm always around when the mailman stops by. A very official letter showed up and I got so curious I opened it by mistake without even realizing it was addressed to you. It was your notice of dismissal. When I did some digging to get confirmation, I found out your company had received several reports that you were seen going into a hotel with Winslow and you were supposed to be out running errands for your boss. I don't know which of you it was, but either of you or Winslow must have gotten wind of the fact your co-workers knew about your seedy little affair. With that, you stopped going into work in a cowardly attempt to escape responsibility for what you did, and eventually got fired. That just about sums everything up.
Wow, so that's how you found out.
I also knew you changed your emergency contact to a landline phone that doesn't exist to prevent me from finding out what you were up to behind my back. I'm just grateful you were too much of a moron to realize your company would send a notice of dismissal to the house after they fired you.
I didn't know they'd sent a letter. I thought we lived in the modern age. It's 2024 for crying out loud. They should have emailed me.
How did you not know they send paper mail? How many times have I told you about their damn newsletters and sustainability goals pamphlets showing up in the mail?
Huh?
Anyway, I'm bored of this conversation. The bottom line is we're divorced now. I'm currently in the process of arranging for a massive compensation bill to be sent yours and Winslow's way. So I suggest you both prepare yourselves for a mountain of shit that's about to descend on you.
Whoa, what? A compensation? Hang on just 1 second.
Why?
Please don't charge me compensation.
All I'm doing is asserting my legal rights as someone who got cheated on.
But I've heard of people being forced to pay thousands for this kind of thing. I can't afford that. How am I supposed to come up with that kind of money when I just got fired? Plus, the job market sucks right now. My priority right now should be not becoming homeless, not paying you frickin' compensation.
So let me get this straight. You were fully aware of what could happen if you got caught cheating on me, but decided to go ahead with it anyway? And not only that, but twice. What did you think I was gonna say?
Oh, yeah, sure thing, babe. It's all water under the bridge now. No worries. Everyone makes mistakes. Yep.
Something to that effect? If so, you're deluded.
But you forgave me once before.
I didn't forgive you. I just held off on confronting you about it because of your mom while sitting back and seeing if you did anything else. Not only that, but you skipped work for a whole 2 months so you could be with your lover? I'm guessing that means you were together pretty much every day? Do you seriously think that what you did to me is forgivable?
But everything was normal until this morning.
Sure, as far as you knew. But the reality? The reality is that I barely sleep these days. My appetite has practically disappeared, and I'm so stressed the doc has me on psych meds.
Oh my god.
I must look awful. Because one of my friends showed up the day before yesterday after we did a video call because he said he was worried about how gaunt I looked. When he saw me in person, a weak, emaciated mess with huge bags in him, he sat down with me and we talked about everything. When he heard about everything you put me through, he pretty much ordered me to divorce you. Thank God my friend noticed I was in a seriously bad way, because you, my wife, who I saw every morning at the breakfast table, sure as hell didn't. I have a fair amount of proof of the affair due to the fact I've had a private investigator on my payroll for over a year now. which I guess turned out to be the silver lining of this whole thing, because it meant when I finally made my mind up, I was able to finalize the divorce and move out in a heartbeat, which I did this morning with the help of my friend.
Where are you, honey?
I'm not telling you.
Can we meet up? We need to talk about this properly, baby. I can't leave things like this.
Well, I can, and I have nothing to say to you.
Oh my God.
I can't tell you how good it felt to finally be free of you. It was like this huge weight had been lifting from my shoulders. I feel like even my subconscious knew I was free, because I slept like a baby for the first time in a long time as soon as I got to my new place. Until your notifications started showing up, that is. Why would I want to go back to being miserable with you?
Gah!
You should know I told your dad everything. So you can go back home to live with your parents, or you can live with your lover, but one thing's for sure. Me and you are never getting back together.
Oh my God, Abdul!
Anyway, talking to you makes me sick. Bye. Apparently, a desperate Perry showed up at my mom and dad's house a few days later. My parents knew about everything that had gone down, so naturally they told her where to stick her offers of reconciliation and sent her on her way. By the way, I'm currently staying with my uncle in the neighboring town. For some reason, Perry's next move was to show up at my company's office demanding to see me. It was at this point I began to doubt her sanity because she knew full well I worked from home. Eventually, she had no choice but to give up and move back in with her parents, which is where she is now, under the watchful eye of her ex-military dad. He also forced her to break up with her lover as a condition of her moving in. It was around that time I hired a lawyer and sent her the compensation bill. Unfortunately for both Perry and her lover, their bank accounts were empty due to the fact they'd wasted all of their money by spending almost every day in a hotel together. They had no choice but to go into debt to pay me back, and now they spend their days working like dogs while questioning their life choices.
Alice, I really need to speak to you. Like, right now.
Hey, Mom. I'm at work at the minute. Can this wait?
No, it can't wait. I need to speak to you right now, so you need to make some time so that we can talk.
Look, give me 5 minutes and I might be able to talk for a little bit.
Well, hurry. It's important.
Okay, I managed to take my break early so I can talk for about 30 minutes. What's so important that it couldn't wait?
You know your sister?
Yes, I do know Charlie. Funnily enough, I've known my sister for all of my life.
This isn't the time for you to be funny.
Geez, okay, what's wrong?
Well, you know that Charlie and George have been going through a bit of a rough patch?
I wouldn't call Charlie cheating on her husband for ages a bit of a rough patch.
That's not important. Anyway, they've split up.
Well, I think I could have guessed that. I just feel sad for Daisy. It can't be easy for that little girl to be dealing with all of this whilst her parents go through a divorce. Not to mention that Charlie is making George fight to even be allowed to see her. I mean, he's done absolutely nothing wrong. She's the one who cheated on him, and yet he's the one who has to fight for the right to see his daughter with the courts? It's ridiculous.
Your sister is divorcing this man, and yet you're rooting for him? You should be supporting your sister and backing her up, not George. Where's your family loyalty?
Where's Charlie's? She had a family with George, and they had a little girl to take care of. And yet she decided to go off and cheat with her coworker? That's not okay. Did she not think of her daughter and how her actions would affect other people? I mean, not only was her family affected, but our entire family and George's was too. Charlie has single-handedly ruined many people's lives, and she's working her utmost hardest to destroy her own daughters as well.
How can you say that? Honestly, I don't know what's gotten into you.
You have to admit that Charlie is one of the most selfish people you have ever met. She doesn't care about anyone but herself, and she will do whatever she wants to do, no matter how it might affect others.
She's a strong-minded woman. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I need you to take Daisy for a while.
Huh? What do you mean?
Charlie's daughter, your niece, I need you to take care of her.
But why?
Well, just like you say, Charlie and George are going through a pretty rough divorce. At the minute, Charlie has full custody of Daisy and she wants to keep it that way. But she really needs a break, so she's going to go on a mini vacation and she needs you to watch her daughter for her.
But she's in the middle of divorce proceedings? She can't go away, can she?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Why can't you look after her?
Well, Charlie did ask me to, but I just don't have the time nor the patience to deal with the kid. I like being able to do what I want to do, especially now that I don't have to deal with you or your sister anymore. It's nice to be free from the responsibility of children.
So then, why are you asking me to do this? You know that I don't want children at all. I mean, I love Daisy with all of my heart, but I'm not mother material. I don't know how to look after a kid.
Well, you better learn how to look after one, and quickly, because I'll be dropping her off later this evening.
What?
Anyway, you better get back to work. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Wait. Charlie? What is going on? Why aren't you looking after your daughter yourself? Why is Mom giving her to me instead?
Oh, Alice. Yeah. I just don't have the time to look after her at the minute.
You're fighting to be her mother full-time, and you can't be bothered to look after her because you're, what, too tired? Fed up? Bored?
Look, looking after a child isn't easy. They constantly demand attention. They always need food and entertainment and just general care. It just, so annoying. I just need a little time away for myself.
I'm pretty sure that you can't leave to go on vacation when you're in the middle of a divorce, especially when it's going through the courts. You kind of need to show up and fight your case. Even more so when you're trying to gain custody of your child. You need to show the judge that you're responsible and that you are actually capable of looking after a kid. Which, surprise, surprise, means not ditching her and going on vacation.
Relax. Family courts like these ones generally always side with the mom in these things. I mean, it's only natural that a kid should stay with its mother. The dad almost never has a chance of getting custody. So I have nothing to worry about.
Charlie, this is serious. You can't just ditch Daisy with me and leave. Now, it's 6:30, so George will be getting to your home any minute now.
What? Why?
Because I told him to go to yours, and to pick Daisy up from Mom's house on the way. He is going to collect some clothes for her and look after her whilst you're away.
What? No! I don't want that to happen. There was a reason why I wanted you to take her and not him.
Well, tough. He is her father, and he deserves to look after his kid if he needs to. Now, he's just texted me. Your husband and daughter have arrived. Open the door. Quickly.
I'm not inside.
Huh? What do you mean you're not inside?
I've already left for my holiday. There's no one in that house at the minute.
When will you be back?
Oh, I'm not sure. I've not been able to make up my mind, so I made the plane ticket one way. Depends how I'm feeling and stuff. I've been very stressed.
So, you just left? Just like that?
Well, yeah. It was easier instead of trying to include a kid to come on the trip with me. Cheaper, too. But now you've just gone and ruined everything by giving Daisy to her dad. I mean, honestly, what were you thinking? I've been trying to keep her away from him for a reason. I didn't want there to be any communication between them. If I'm going to be the one looking after Daisy, then she needs to get used to the fact that her dad will no longer be around. At all. It's either me or him.
How unfair is that on your daughter? She deserves to be able to spend time with both of her parents, regardless of if they are together or not. It should be up to Daisy alone whether she wants to see her dad. You can't decide that for her, especially considering that George has done nothing wrong and would never hurt his daughter, unlike you.
How on earth have I hurt my daughter?
Do you think it's easy for her to have to deal with divorcing parents? It's one of the hardest moments in her life, along with being caught in the middle of a custody battle. If you think that you could have dealt with something like this at the age of 9, then you are incredibly wrong.
She's young. She'll get over it.
Oh my god, Charlie, how can you be so cold and uncaring towards your own daughter?
Look, say what you want, but I'm not at home, so neither George nor Daisy can go into my home. Otherwise, I'll call the police and have him arrested. And that won't look good for him in court now, would it?
You are so cold-hearted. I think George has actually come out on top in all of this craziness.
Why is that?
Because he doesn't have to stay married to you anymore.
Ugh, whatever. Just stay out of my house.
Fine, I will. But you'll regret not being a better mom.
Oh, I'm so scared. Look, nothing you say or do is going to make any difference. The courts will still give me full custody because I'm Daisy's mother. Besides, no one wants to listen to you anyway. You're just a boring dud who people would actually rather never have to spend time with. I know me and Mom don't like spending time with you and your self-righteous attitude.
I see. Well then, sorry to have bored you both all of these years. I'll take myself away so that you don't have to deal with me any longer.
Great. Well, you can stop bothering me on my holiday now. I've got stuff I want to do, and it doesn't include talking to you.
Fine. Goodbye, Charlie. Try to make it back for the court hearing over Daisy's custody, will you?
Uh-huh. Whatever. What the hell, Alice? Why did you just do that?
Oh, hello, Charlie. Why did I just do what?
You just torpedoed any chance of me ever getting to see my daughter again. I mean, how could you do that to me?
I didn't do anything.
You told the judge that I went away on vacation without even arranging proper childcare for my daughter. And then you went on and told him that I refused to let her go into the house to get her clothes or her toys or anything.
Well, didn't you do exactly that?
Well, the judge didn't need to know that, did he? All you had to do was keep your mouth shut and let things go as they should have. I would have ended up with Daisy in my care, and that would have been the end of it. Plus, what was with you showing the judge all of those pictures of me going out and partying with my friends and drinking and stuff? That's just what people do. They have fun and unwind with their friends. It's not a crime.
No, it's not a crime. However, when you go out and party with your friends and don't arrange childcare, and your daughter ends up calling her dad to come and get her then, yeah, it is a crime.
She's 12 years old. She can look after herself.
It doesn't matter. Leaving her alone is still a crime. She might be old enough to understand how to make a sandwich and not burn the house down, but she is still a kid, and she shouldn't be left alone in a house where anything can happen. What would you have done if a burglar decided to break in and Daisy was left there all alone? Not to mention that knowing you would end up taking home strange men and spending the night with them, whilst Daisy was in the same house.
So? What's so bad about me having a little bit of fun? Especially now that I'm single.
Charlie, you have no clue who these men are or what they might do, especially with a kid in the house. It's not right.
Well, so what? Now I can't see her unless she wants to see me or unless I visit her with supervision. I'm not a child. I should be able to visit my daughter and have her stay with me without having to explain myself to anyone. But thanks to you, that's never going to happen now.
No, it's not going to happen. Not until you finally grow up and start taking responsibility for your life and actually thinking about how your actions have consequences. Daisy deserves to feel safe and loved, and that is something that her dad makes sure of.
Do you fancy George or something?
What?
Well, it seems to me that you can't stop singing his praises and thinking that he's the best man in the entire world. Only someone who is, in love with someone would honestly try sucking up to them that much. I mean, I always knew you had a thing for my husband. But to try and make a move on him when I've only just divorced him is ridiculous. Some sister you are.
Okay, first of all, I don't have a thing for George. I think of him like a brother. However, I know he is a much better parent than you will ever be, and Daisy deserves a parent who will be there for her through everything, who will put her needs and wants first, because that's what you need to do when you have a child. They become the number one priority, something that you clearly haven't learned. And secondly, I don't care if you like me as a sister or not. I've learnt my lesson with you, and I know that unless I do whatever you want and exactly what you say, then you won't like me anyway. So, I'd rather put all of my energy into making sure that Daisy is able to grow up safe and loved instead.
Well, that's just not fair. I'm your sister. You should put me first.
No.
No?
I know that you're not used to hearing that word, but yeah, I mean no. You're old enough to sort yourself out. I mean, honestly, I'm younger than you and I have my life together more than you do. You need to get yourself together, especially if you ever want to have a relationship with your daughter. She deserves a mother who actually wants to spend time with her and not just use her to get maintenance payments from her dad.
How did you...
It wasn't hard to guess what you were doing. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm taking Daisy and George out to celebrate. They're both finally able to relax and not have to worry about whatever crazy thing you're going to do next. Oh, and you don't have to worry about me trying to talk to you, or Mom, for that matter, anymore. I'm not going to bother. After all, no one wants to listen to what I have to say, do they?
Why, you...
See ya. After the custody hearing, I stopped talking to my mom and my sister altogether. They tried to blame me for the fact that I helped George gain full custody of his daughter. However, I would do it again if it meant that that little girl was loved and got to grow up in a safe environment. I see Daisy on a weekly basis and help George out when I can, as being a single dad is hard. Plus, I am her godmother. As for my sister, she eventually stopped trying to contact me, and she ended up moving states with a new guy she met in a club. Last I heard, though, the man ended up leaving her, meaning that she was stuck in a new state and is having to work at a diner in order to make enough money to move back. I'd feel sorry for her, but if she wants to act like a teenager, then that's up to her. I am very happy in my life, and I love spending time with my niece. I just hope that I'm able to be there for her through thick and thin.